Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing great. Today I'll be covering through my tutorial how to write Java applications from the very scratch and printing the popular message as similar to any other programming language as hello world to the console. So let's jump back to this IDE called Eclipse and do the hello world printing to the screen, to the console to be precise. So to do that, I just right click on this project explorer followed by new. Then I'll create a Java project. I'll give this name for the time being as hello world to be more readable. And it says execution environment is GREs using the JDK is GREs. Okay, so I'll do that. Leave it that for one. I'll put next, and it says like get a new source folder. If you want to add a new source folder to your project, because since we already have a source folder, we don't want extra folder to be added for the time being. So as you could see, I have a source folder for this from this project structure. So I could add a class under this project folder, source folder, right? So I will add a class and then this class name. And by default, it says like it has to be. Eclipse gives me the idea like it has to be under the default package, which is hello world, default to this Eclipse environment. So I will create that class underneath the hello world package as well. So the structure would be like project hello world slash src slash hello world package and then my class name. If you go to the file system hierarchy as well. So the class will be created under this path followed by this path as a child to this path. Okay, so the class we want to create a hello world class. World. I'll leave these things empty. Public static void main stringers. We'll write these things in our bare hand. And as I'm going to writing, I will describe each of those keywords. What is the significance of public static void main and the arguments you're passing. Okay, the class has been created. Let's that same method definition structure, because it's quite important. It has to be exactly the same to get noticed by the JVM like it is the start of the applications. So I will have to start these applications from the line onwards. Okay, so it would be called, by the way, and how it is called I will tell you. So this has to be public, so this method has to be public. Okay, the first thing method signature says like this method has to be public, and then it is static, so that this method would call by this class name reference hello world itself instead of creating an instance to this class. And the return type for this method is going to be void, so JVM expects not to return anything from this method. So the signature it enforces like exactly public static void. Okay, then followed by the main. So it wants this method name to be exactly as main method, and then it says any parameters you are passing, it has to be an array of strings. So I could type string args, array of args, right, which is of string type. So this is pretty much your signature that JVM wants. If you miss the signature, it would throw like the method deviates from the specification, so it can't find the structure it needed to get executed with applications. Let's say I'm changing this method name, the main one. If I try to run this application, let's put a system.out to the console. And what does this mean? I will tell you. What is this system.out? Okay, so system is pretty much a class, predefined class under the package java.lang. So by default, implicitly it is get imported into this project. We don't have to explicitly import like within the import keyword. You can, but that is unnecessary. If I'm gonna import, like I could import java.lang dot system dot star, right? So anything would get imported. System. So as you could see, I just imported the very specific one, the java.lang.system. So I don't need this one. Even if I remove this one, it will not create any conflict. So this system class is coming from the java.lang, which is implicit. It's coming from the java.lang package, and out is the static variable, which is referring to a final instance, print writer instance, okay, to write those things into the console. So for the sake of this tutorial, if you're a newbie, don't get too much your head around like how, what is the system.out, okay. As you move forward, like I said, down the lectures in the upcoming tutorials, at one point in time you will get to know what exactly is system.out. So for the timing, like it is like a, will give you a final print stream resource to object to write onto the console using a method called printline, okay. So system.out will get you an instance which will help writing messages into the console using this method. So for the timing, just know this piece of thing. I'm writing hello world, and for the time being, as much as it seems like a bigger deal of a thing right now, but eventually it will get easier, guys. Trust me, I'll make these things easier. I'll run this project by clicking upon this application, and I will run as a Java application. So it should print Java hello world, right? No, for the God's sake, it doesn't print. Why it doesn't print? Because it deviates from the definition that JRA enforces us to be. So it doesn't find the main class name as literally main, as I'm declared it as the main one. It says like selection doesn't contain a main type. So if as soon as I change the signature to a main, and I try to do the same thing as I'm running the application, boom, it says hello world. So here it is, guys. We're successfully get our feet into the Java world by writing hello world into the console. Hope you guys have liked this video, and if you do like this video, and if this video is being informative to you in any extent, please don't feel shy to give it a like, subscribe, and share, and push that post notification so that any updated video will come up. You will get notified instantly. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye bye. Take care. Stay safe.